Welcome to Matt Chaps, everyone. This week it's just me. Um, so one to kind of talk about what we were. Let me say this. Welcome everyone back to Map Chats. This week it's just me. So as many of you know from our first video that we put out, one of the things that we're trying to work on this year is health. For me, it's not something that I've probably really taken as well, not even really. It's not something that I've taken seriously. One of the things about being young is you can kind of misuse your body, and the effects of it don't become immediately apparent. But of course, now as I am getting older, I'm almost 35 this year. I got a lot of whites. My body is starting to show the signs of just my own just how I've taken care of myself. It's starting to become very evident besides just simply being overweight. So I've seen the doctor this year. I did some blood work back, found out that my A1C is elevated. And for those of you who don't know, that's like a marker that they use to determine if a person is diabetic or pre-diabetic, or well, really those two factors. It's like a 3-month view. And so mine's is elevated. I'm not diabetic, thankfully, but it is elevated to the point where I really need to be doing something. And so the doctor had prescribed me metformin. Not something that I want to be taking for a very long time, but because I am on this whole health journey, I believe it will help me totally get to where I'm going. So besides doing that, I've only just started taking that, to be honest. As of this recording, in fact, I just started taking it this day. But I've been going to the gym very regularly, and I've been playing pickleball. If you don't know what pickleball is, we'll be talking about that in a later video. But essentially, it's like simple indoor or outdoor, like tennis combined with either badminton or ping pong. But we've been doing that one pretty regularly. We go out every Sunday, and we play that for a few hours. And so it's been a really good routine, and I've gotten to meet people in town. Being new to this area, that's been great. But besides those things too, one of the biggest issues for me really is my diet, right? I've just never liked to really pay attention to it, right? Like I'll eat fruits and I'll eat vegetables, but I eat tons of pizza, love cheese, consume too much bread, of course. And so those things aren't necessarily good, especially if you are trying to be healthy. You're trying to maintain your body and help it to go for as long as possible. And I want to look like this when I'm 50. So in order for me to do that, besides a miracle, I need to be eating right, besides the fact that I need to be exercising as well. So we decided to do a week of vegan. I kind of sprang that up on the wife. I think it was like on probably Thursday or Friday. I was like, hey, what do you think about us trying to do like a week of being vegan? And she agreed to it. Of course, she kind of was like a bit hesitant and was like, for her, a big thing that she really likes to plan out ahead and ensure that like plans will be able to be followed. And so we were able to get groceries, and in order to kind of go that week, and she definitely did a good prep for it. But a lot of things kind of end up happening where we were invited to parties, ended up just having a lot of stuff happening the previous week. And so while we were able to do maybe 2 or 3 days where we were pretty good at being vegan, we weren't able to necessarily get the entire weekend. But part of it wasn't simply to be vegan for life, but really, at least for me, it was the intent of, is this something that's sustainable? So and when I say sustainable, I mean something that we can like incorporate into our lives. Like I'm not necessarily going to become a pure vegan, but I could maybe go meals where I'm not doing any dairy, all right, or I'm reducing the amount of bread, which carbs that I'm eating, and so doing other healthier grains or doing purely vegetables, or adding some good fruit just for variety and all that stuff. And so one of the things that I did realize and I learned because Catherine told me was that, you know, we're doing something like being vegan, right, which does require a lot of prep work. Because now you can just go to vegan restaurants all the time. And so me needing to help her out with prepping the meals or helping to make the meal was going to be something very essential. And so for in order for this to actually work out, this whole health baby, because it's not just for me, it's for both of us. I definitely need to step up to be able to help her out in that regard. Um, and then just kind of being also more intentional about the things that we buy, about not necessarily trying to go out and eat and ensuring. So for one thing is I'm finding myself too. So I've been doing where I'm going to the gym more frequently. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I wake up early before work and I go and work out for an hour. And then while at work, I try to get a couple miles in. I'm grateful that I have a job that usually some days we're pretty busy, but the usually I have the ability to kind of to take a break from sitting at my desk all day and go outside and kind of walk around our campus. And like one lap around our campus is about 1.3 miles, so that's really nice. So you can kind of do those things to just get some steps in, not be so sedentary, and then also combine that with pickleball, which like I said, we're doing it on Sundays, but I'm starting to do it also like on Mondays. I may do other days too, but also got to find a balance because I still need to be doing a host of other things. But this whole health journey, right, which is definitely important. Um, it's something that we're slowly building, and so just making different positive choices with that as we go step by step, and seeing what works for us, what doesn't work for us. Um, is I mean, it's been kind of exciting, but it's also just a good thing to do. And so my hope is that by the end of this year, we both will, have lost hopefully significant amount of weight. That I won't necessarily be on any medication. I know one of the fears for me was my blood pressure. I know I said in the last video that my blood pressure over the summer, it was so high. And that was nothing that I really had experienced before. So I've been to the doctor twice already. And the first time I went, it was still elevated, not as high as when I first had went, or when I first started kind of monitoring it. Um, the second time that I went back, which was about a week or so ago, it actually was normal. And so I don't have to worry about taking any medication for blood pressure. And my cholesterol, all those other factors are actually good. It's just that my my A1C is a bit elevated, and that can also potentially be due in part to some of my genetics. I know diabetes unfortunately does run in my family, and so while I'm not saying it's purely genetics, right? I think definitely my lifestyle contributes to it, but that's just something that I'm aware of. So I need to be much more intentional about all these things. So yeah, it's exciting. We're on this journey. We got, I don't know if you see, but back here, there's this little thing, and that has paddles in it. So like I said, being more engaging with the whole pickleball thing. Man, I'm doing some tournaments. I've gotten some shoes that should hopefully help me with movement and allowing me to walk and stuff like that without pain. That was actually one of the issues that I was starting to discover towards the end of last year. Um, was that like my left leg, my left foot, in fact, was starting to hurt just walking around, and so trying to become more active, but then having your feet like constantly throbbing, constantly in pain, that doesn't help. And so I kind of wanted to just see if I could figure out what it was. I kind of looked at some different types of shoes, some that were like really good for comfort and just to make so you have no pain in your foot whatsoever, because they like have all these cushion, and they did a good job. But as I kind of continued to research, I came across this random video that talked about the barefoot movement, and I'm not gonna uh, belabor you guys about this particular issue, but suffice to say, I kind of looked into it. It seemed interesting to me, and even like how they were kind of talking about it made sense to me. And so because of that, I wanted to try it out and see how that would go. And so I like went on Amazon, found some very inexpensive barefoot shoes, and I ended up purchasing those and trying them out for a few weeks. And it actually it went well. And I used all the time. One of the nice things about that, my toes were able to be really spread out and not cramped in with like the traditional shoes. And surprisingly enough, as I kind of continue to wear those shoes and try to do different things to kind of spread my toes out to just kind of have better posture, a better, not I guess foot posture if you want to say, but then also doing like massaging my feet and things of that nature, and doing like different stretches and different like little exercises, nothing crazy, but just like while sitting at my desk doing like heel raises, so like flexions and all that stuff. I actually found that the foot pain went away. And so now I'm able to walk around, with barefoot shoes, which pretty much has no cushion in it, right? It's you more or less walking on the ground barefoot. I'm not dealing with foot pain, right? I'm able to go and I'm not having to worry about that. And so, and when I play like pickleball, I'm playing for hours. I'm on my feet. I'm running back and forth. No issues whatsoever. So that's great. Um, so yeah, so it's so the veganism, the week of veganism is really just to be incorporated into this entire journey that we're doing, right? And I'm not doing it all at once, but just slowly adding different things to this whole healthy lifestyle. Um, and so for me, one of the big things that I want this to be something that I'm able to maintain and to keep going. I don't want it to be a fad, so that's why I'm not necessarily just trying to do a bunch of crazy things or just try to add a bunch of stuff all at once, but really just as we're going, seeing, okay, well, this is working, well, how about if we were to add this, would this work? And if it doesn't work, maybe step it back from it, not overburdening ourselves, but just easing our way into it. So it's exciting, and we'll see how that journey continues to go. Besides everything else that's kind of going on in our lives. So yeah, just kind of want to give you guys that update. I know this is a pretty short video this week, and next, well, I'm trying to see. I don't know if it's next week, but the next time we post, we should both be back and we'll have a conversation about another topic. But just wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up and yeah, let you know that's what we're up to. So we're both striving to improve ourselves and just kind of figure out what's working, what will work for us. All right, well that's all we got for today. Yeah, I'm just glad you guys are here and hope you guys have a great day. All right. Bye.